Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Welcome back, Star Family. This pick a card reading is about your connection. We want to take a look at it now, soon, and later down the road. This is kind of like a sister reading to the recent pick a card that I did about a week ago, which was basically all about you in the same context. So basically it's you now, you soon, you later. I will definitely link that other pick a card reading in the description box in case you're interested in checking out that sister reading. So I have strawberry quartz, black obsidian here. I have, what is it? Spirit quartz, sorry. I almost said smoky quartz. Anyway, we have spirit quartz and we have selenite on the table. If you haven't had a chance as of yet to go pick a card or a crystal on the table for this reading, by all means go back to the very beginning of the video. There are timestamps there where you can pause, take as much time as you need to in order to choose your card or your crystal on the table. If during that time you feel led to pick more than one, by all means please go ahead and pick more than one. Listen to your intuition. That's always going to be encouraged here. These readings are timeless, so whether you watch at the upload time, sometime after, if it's placed into your awareness and you feel that intuitive nudge to watch, there could indeed be a message here for you. Nonetheless, these readings are general, right? So I can't possibly expect them to connect with every single person that watches, although, like I said, I hope you find a message here. But if you don't, maybe consider checking out my pick a card playlist. I have a bunch of readings there you could choose from. There could indeed be another one that will have a better message for you somewhere in that playlist of all my pick a cards. And let's say if all is said and done, I'm not the reader for you. That's okay. YouTube has many readers out there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be one that has the messages that you need to hear right now in this moment, right? Also, this is a love reading. So when we're looking at love and connections and relationships, some things that I might say might describe you. Other things I might say might describe more of your person. So keep that in mind when you're watching. Oftentimes energies can be flip-flopped, interchangeable, and vice versa. So again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So with all that, let's go ahead and get to the very first reading for you. Pile number 1 viewers, you chose this lovely piece of strawberry quartz as your crystal. I'm going to put that there for you. This is your card. There is a message on the back of this. I will incorporate that towards the end. What we're looking at today is you and your person, your connection. We want to take a look at it now, soon, and later. Okay, so let's see, 3 cards. Pile number 1 viewers, for your person and you, your connection. Let's take a look at it now, soon, and later. So what's going on right now, what will be happening soon, and what will be happening later on, right? So now, soon, and later for pile number 1 viewers, for you and your connection with your special person. Let's take a look now, soon, and later. Now, soon, and later. Okay. 3 cards. Let's see what we have for now. What's going on now? Okay, so it looks like the 3 of Cups energy kind of gave me off the bat this feeling of maybe starting off as friends first with the 3 of Cups, or maybe you guys are just in the process of getting to know each other. Maybe right now you're meeting or seeing each other through mutual friends. A lot of times the 3 of Cups energy can talk about that, where maybe a friend introduces you to them, you know, and you gather with each other and you're just meeting on friendly terms for now, or seeing each other in social settings as of now. That could be the energy right now between you. Nonetheless, the 3 of Cups energy, I often see it as a soul tribe card, where you find people of like-mind, quality, kind, and you gather with those people because they share the same vibe as you. So again, it kind of gives me feelings of right now maybe just starting off as friends, gathering, seeing each other, maybe dating socially in a very kind of open-ended way, it feels like, with the 3 of Cups energy. It's where you're forming the bond, you're getting to know each other, you're enjoying each other's company at this time with the 3 of Cups. But it's kind of, you know, 3 of Cups energy isn't like a 2 of Cups. It's not solid, right, that way. It's kind of like open-ended in the sense that we're going to see where it goes, right? And that could definitely be the 3 of Cups for you right now with your connection and your special person. So again, friends, getting to know each other, maybe gathering via mutual friends, or maybe you have friends in common who introduced you, that kind of thing, enjoying each other's company, maybe having good times together. It's very kind of, with the 3 of Cups, lighthearted energy between you at this time, very refreshing, maybe a little bit comes naturally, organically with you, as far as the good feeling or the good vibe that you guys share with that Three of Cups energy. Nonetheless, it's good energy. It's good energy to have, especially with somebody that you're just getting to know, right? You want to feel that friendship, or you want to feel like you can form a friendship first, or at least build the foundation of a future relationship on friendship to begin with, right? That usually sets the stage for more things to come. If you can solidify the friendship in the connection first, the bond is stronger and has, I would think, just my personal opinion, but it gives it a little bit more of solid ground to last the long haul, right? You ever heard the saying is, oh, today I'm marrying my friend or my best friend, right? That kind of thing. That's what I mean by that with the Three of Cups. So let's take a look at soon. Okay, so the Hangman energy is one of waiting. And oftentimes we're waiting, right, on something to come through, or we're looking at the situation perhaps from a different perspective or from different angles, trying to understand it better. It could be that if you guys are just friends now, you know, you could get to a point where you're waiting for it to level up to the next stage, and you're kind of wondering when that's going to happen. So it kind of feels like over here with the Three of Cups, if this is happening right now, soon you might get to a point where you're like, okay, does this have the potential to become anything more? Will it become anything more? And you might get to that point with the Hangman where you're questioning it. You're trying to understand where this is going, okay, with the Hangman energy. You could be waiting for them to make that move to commit to more with the Hangman. Likewise, you might be the one contemplating and saying, I really like this person, but are they significant other material, right? Are we just friends, you know, or do we have the potential to be more than just friends? The Hangman energy is that where you're thinking about it, you're processing it, you're looking at it from a different perspective, maybe even taking a look from the outside in to try to understand the situation for what it is, for what it isn't. And that could be the energy soon, where you're starting off, you're forming this connection, forming this friendship and this bond. You get along great, right? And then sooner down the road, you're like, well, what is this really? Are we friends? Are we more than friends? Again, you might be waiting for them to make that move towards something more than just friends, or they might be waiting on you to make that move towards something more than just friends with the Hangman. And then it's kind of like a little bit of a weird space where you're in limbo, or you're in that strange space between friend and lover, okay? That's what that Hangman energy is like. Funny enough, with the sister reading or the spin-off reading, or this is the spin-off reading actually, with the other reading that I did, which was all about you, these two energies were popping up in that other reading, strangely enough. So yeah, if you go ahead and have a look at that sister reading, which was the inspiration for this one, and see maybe how this Three of Cups and Hangman apply to you in that aspect, okay? Anyhow, I just thought I'd bring that up because I do recall it, these two cards being a theme. So let's go ahead and take a look at later. Okay, so later with the King of Swords energy, somebody could be Aquarius, that could be you, that could be them. However, somebody is deep in thought about all this, right? The King of Swords does meditate on things. He does really put a lot of his mental energy into something to try to understand and gather the truth, right, from a situation. It kind of feels like, I don't know, the sword is drawn upward, and it's giving me this no BS attitude, okay, from the King of Swords. I'm getting the vibe that somebody could be behaving like the King of Swords and be like, okay, what is it that you want, right? Do you want something with me? Do you not want something with me? Because if you don't want something more than just this Three of Cups, right, later down the road, you're going to get to a point where you're like, okay, what's the deal? And you might be very forthright, because the King of Swords does not hold back his throat chakra. In other words, it's very open. So it's kind of like you don't hold back your voice, right, as far as what it is that you want to say. So somebody could get to that point where it's like voicing what you what you want, what you don't want, saying what you need, what you don't need, and making it very clear, right? Because we do have the sword of truth here. The sword of truth is a great symbol for clarity and understanding and truth. So I could see this as later down the road, somebody's going to get to a point where it's like, okay, what is this? What isn't it? Are we friends? Are we more than friends? What is this dynamic? You know, the line, it feels like the King of Swords is drawing the line in the sand and saying, what's going on, right? Like, what is this? And it's making it very clear, or needing to make it clear. Somebody might be speaking up to find out what that truth or clarity is. Okay, if the line is not drawn in the sand, or something about like, hold on a second here. It's a defining factor, right? With this energy is what this is telling me. Later on, it's going to get to a point where somebody's going to have to define what this relationship is. Yes, thank you. There's going to have to be a definition, right? A clear definition of what it is and what it isn't. And somebody's going to have to draw that line and decide what it is and what it isn't. Could be you, like, drawing the line, could be them drawing the line, but somebody has to make it clear. Otherwise, it kind of feels like this weird dynamic of friends. You know, we're friends, we're lovers, we're maybe friends with benefits, you know, that kind of thing. That could be, I'm sure, a very uncomfortable position to be in, because you don't really know what it is, right? Are we exclusive? Are we not exclusive, right? These are the lines that need to be drawn and understood and defined in this connection by the way these three cards feel, okay? And there has to be clarity and a spoken truth with the King of Swords. Eventually you're going to have, in other words, you're going to have that conversation. King of Swords is definitely communication, right? He holds that sword. So there's a need later on to talk about this and define the lines that blur, okay? Define the lines that blur. Because the Hangman soon, like, you know, you're going to feel in that position of the Hangman soon, where you're kind of in the in-between, right? Hangman is technically up in the air, waiting for something over here with the King of Swords to be defined. To define this connection, this relationship, this friendship. What is it? So let's go ahead and take a look at the final card here, pile number 1, viewers. That's what you chose. And it says, beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So you guys technically could be mirroring each other in this connection. And that's where a lot of the blur, right, that I picked up could be coming from. That's where maybe a lot of the limbo could be coming from. And the trying to figure out, what are we? What aren't we? Right? You both are mirroring each other with that card, it seems like. But later down the road, if the connection doesn't get defined for something more concrete, there's going to have to be a serious conversation. So this card is saying maybe to prepare for that. Maybe prepare to have that conversation, you to them. Or maybe be prepared to hear their truth, right, as well. So pile number 1, viewers, this is your reading. I'll leave you here. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the little bell for notification as well to support my channel. Every interaction does help. And if you ever want to take it a step further to support what I do, consider checking me out on Etsy. I do have personal readings there, as well as some of my handmade crystal jewelry that I make with my 2 hands on my free time. So much love to you. Take care of yourselves, okay? And keep shining. Pile number 2, viewers, you chose this lovely piece of obsidian. That is your crystal. I'm going to put that there. This is your card. There is a message on the back of that. I will incorporate that into the reading towards the end. We are looking at your person and your connection. We want to take a look at it now, soon, and later. All right, so pile number 2, viewers, you and your person, you and your special person and your connection. We want to take a look at the connection now, soon, and later. What does that look like? Now, soon, and later for pile number 2 viewers, for their connection, for their relationship. Okay. Now, soon, and later. All right. Bear with me 1 second. All right, let's take a look at you and your special person, your connection right now. Okay, 5 of Wands energy. 5 of Wands can sometimes talk about conflicts, right? Can be internal and also external. Sometimes external conflicts come in the form of circumstance, right? Things that, you know, oftentimes we can't help, things happening around us environmentally. That could be a conflict or a struggle. 5 of Wands does speak about things that are, as a number 5, let's say, if we're just looking at the number 5, it can speak of things that are somewhat unpredictable, some things that are unstable. So I don't know if there's some dynamic in your connection right now between you and your person that feels like a little bit of a struggle. Maybe you guys don't always see eye to eye, because it can talk about that. Again, we can have conflicts with people where it's like, you know, they're on one page, where, you know, I'm on another, let's say, and, you know, it can be that dynamic where we're butting heads, you know, you're not always seeing eye to eye type of thing with the 5 of Wands. And it can also be a metaphor for things that are happening internally. If you're feeling conflicted about something or situation, the 5 of Wands could show up. So there's some kind of either internal or external conflict that maybe you're experiencing or your person's experiencing that adds a level of stress or angst to the situation with the 5 of Wands. And it creates a little bit of a push and pull dynamic, even a little bit of angst or frustration in the connection. And that looks to be what is happening right now, of course, as of the time you watch this video. And it also can speak of petty arguments or disagreements. Again, if you guys aren't seeing eye to eye on silly things. I'll give you an example. The other day I was I was scrolling through YouTube, and there was a poll that showed up. And the poll was about mac and cheese. Okay, I know this is weird, but just hear me out. Mac and cheese. Ketchup on your mac and cheese or no? Okay. And that was the argument, right? It could be something like that. I don't know if it's as simple as that for you and your person, but you could like ketchup on your mac and cheese and the other person might not. Okay, it's where you differ, right? This 5 of Wands can speak of those differences and kind of where you clash within those differences. So it could be that right now you're experiencing a clash of differences and you're kind of, I don't know, having those petty disputes with each other because you don't see things the same way. And that's the energy right now. But let's take a look, see what's happening soon. Okay, something's turning, something's shifting, something's changing. I don't know why I just got the vibe of a twist of fate. This is saying that something soon is going to shift the dynamic or turn things around, perhaps in a different direction than expected. Sometimes a Wheel of Fortune does shift things for us. It is a card of transition and change. Oftentimes this change comes around to turn the wheel in a different direction, and oftentimes when the wheel turns, it's not always in our control. It's kind of like the universe taking the wheel for a second. So it makes me wonder if there is something that could change or shift soon within the dynamic to spin things around in a different way and shift the path or the trajectory of where the connection is going. Now, I don't know in what way, right? Maybe we'll look and find out here with the later card. But definitely there's shifts happening in the atmosphere of your connection soon. Oftentimes with the Wheel of Fortune, we just have to go with the flow. You know, I always call it the Wheel of Change because it does bring shifts and changes that oftentimes we aren't always ready or prepared for or looking out for, but you know, things happen and things kind of just land in our lap, and oftentimes we just got to roll with it. So the Wheel of Fortune is that energy of needing to just roll with the shifts and changes that are happening around you or maybe in the dynamic. Try to go with the flow as best as possible because, again, it's that feeling of everything does happen for a reason. If the universe is shifting you or shifting the situation in a certain way, you kind of just got to let the energy play out and not try to control it. It is, you know, it's happening for a purpose. Again, the Wheel of Fortune does try to put you on the path to your destiny or to your fortune, right? Because it does have the card or the number. Why did I say number and card? Oh my goodness. It has the word, thank you, word fortune in it, right? So it's trying to lead you to something, oftentimes something that's better aligned for you, but in the midst of all these things happening around you, you know, you can't always see it that way at first. So there is something shifting and changing in the connection. It's putting the relationship on a different trajectory. So I would say with, you know, this energy happening soon, when you feel these shifts and changes in the connection or something's different, just try to let it play out until the energy settles, because it is a major arcana, and oftentimes major arcana energy are universal energies that are happening, and we can't always manipulate them, right? They're not always as malleable as would be a minor arcana energy when it comes up. So let's take a look at later. Okay, let's see later for you guys. Oh, okay, the Fool. That's good. That's new energy coming in. I might take clarification on that. What's kind of awesome is that this is giving me good vibes. Why? Because we go from a 10, and 10 is a number of completion, right? Or a cycle that's closing out usually. So again, that does represent the Wheel of Fortune. One thing falls off the wheel in order to put you on a path to something new. And then we have the new energy here later, okay? So let me grab a clarifier on that with the Fool energy. Because, you know, at the end of the day, there are conflicts here. And I don't know if this Wheel of Fortune is throwing your person off the wheel to put you on a new path solo and to find somebody new, or if this is you guys settling your differences over here with the Five of Wands, taking the relationship to, you know, a new fresh start with the Fool energy and putting all the past behind, or past conflict behind you over here with the Five of Wands, right? So there's two different ways I could see this. So let's take a look at the Fool. Let's see if we can get a clarifier on the Fool with this playing card deck. Whoa, okay. So we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, Nine of Wands energy is energy where it's kind of like you're slightly on the defensive. You have your walls up. You're not always trusting of a situation. Maybe not always trusting of someone, right? Because you're kind of that, it's kind of that energy of wounded warrior where you've been through some things. You've been battered, beaten, bruised, let's say figuratively. And, you know, you've been through some things, and it's kind of like you're on edge with that card. It's a little bit of trepidation involved. And it could be, I mean, this card, the Nine of Wands with the Fool, is giving me the vibe, it's giving me that, it's giving me no trust vibes, or kind of like trust issues with the Nine of Wands. Yeah, it's giving me trust issue vibes. It could be that you could be taking that Fool energy and flying solo and putting the past of that past situation behind you once and for all. The wheel might be throwing this situation off of you in order to put you on a path on your own. That might feel a little scary at first with the Nine of Wands over here. The Fool energy does travel into the future with less baggage, okay? And it is a card where you leave the baggage behind so you can embark on this new journey without being weighed down. And yeah, that new journey could be a little bit scary, especially if you're flying solo, because you don't know what lies ahead. But nonetheless, the Fool, if you are embodying the Fool energy, you take that leap of faith. You go anyway, even though the prospects of what lay ahead might scare you, you still go. You conquer your fears to go. A lot of times I call the Fool a bravery test, right? It's a card of bravery, because even though you don't know what lies ahead, you still take the step forward towards this new path or new journey that you feel is needed. Okay, so I'm going to grab one more on this. So if there is too many conflicts between you and your person, it might get to a point where something shifts and changes, and you realize, you know, with the Fool, it's time to kind of forge your own path in a sense. Okay, but I will take another card. One card, please, for this situation. So we can get one card over the Fool and the Nine of Wands. Okay. All right. Why am I getting vibes of this off the bat of self-love? Okay. This is the Divine Feminine energy. That could be you. That could be your person. But it kind of feels like the Divine Feminine or whoever's taking on this sweetheart energy is indeed forging their own path on their own. You know what? Okay, I kind of want another one. It talks about the Divine Feminine protagonist in the situation. And again, if the Divine Feminine protagonist in the situation is indeed, you know, has been hurt before, okay? Nine of Wands, obviously, right? There's a little bit of trust issues there. But let's see if we can get another card. All right, so I had the whole deck upside down, by the way. And these cards aren't read reversed, but we do have the Malady. Okay, so that's more confirmation that a situation maybe isn't necessarily the healthiest with the Nine of Wands and these two cards especially, right? Malady does talk about something that's unwell, something that's not healthy, excuse me, something that maybe can't be necessarily healed that easily or that quickly. And it could be that, again, a lot of the conflicts that you and your person have, perhaps with this reading, are stemmed or based in trust issues, is kind of what this is feeling like. And I say that because of this Nine of Wands. So it's like there's this feeling of forging your own path because maybe you feel that you can't heal the situation because maybe there's too many trust issues, and that's what creates the bulk of, over here with the Five of Wands, a little bit of that conflict, okay? Let's see what this card says over here. Again, like I said, I feel like you're forging your own path, maybe to put a lot of the past that maybe was unhealthy behind you. And if I'm just going to put it out there, if this does not connect for you, if you and your person are doing well, you're happy, you're thriving, this pile might not have been for you, okay? So, and you're more than welcome to pick another pile, you know, in the reading, because there are 4 of them. But let's take a look to see what this card says. All right, that's what you chose. All right. It says, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. All right, so it could be, right, that you guys are taking a break, maybe too much conflict, maybe the situation does need to heal. That could be the scenario for some of you, according to this. Maybe there's something that needs to shift and change in order to heal the connection, if it means forging your own path for now, okay, on your own, flying solo with the Fool energy, in order to heal the situation, in order to put distance between you, right, as a card says, physically apart. It could be the best thing for the connection. Put some space and time between you, right? Send them love in the process. That's a possibility, right? Some of you could indeed be separated right now, doing your own thing, forging your own paths in order to heal yourself, work on your own personal growth, and become whole, right? And to kind of conquer your own fears, your own shadow, especially with the Nine of Wands, and anything here that, you know, is still lingering that needs to be kind of worked through. All right, so pile number 2, this is your reading. If you felt that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to support this channel. Click the little bell for future notifications. I do upload pretty often. That way you don't miss content. And if you ever want to take a step further to support what I do, consider checking out my Etsy shop. All my information's in the description box down below. I do have personal readings in my shop when they're available. And I also have handmade crystal jewelry I make with my 2 hands on my free time. So much love to you. Take care of yourselves, pile number 2 viewers, and keep shining. Pile number 3 viewers, you chose this lovely piece of spirit quartz. I'm going to put that there. This is your card. There is a message on the back of that. I will incorporate that into the reading the further we go along. Pile number 3, we're looking at you and your special person, your connection. We want to take a look at it now, soon, and later. Okay, so now, soon, and later, you and your person, you and your connection with your person. Let's take a look at it now, soon, and later. So pile number 3 viewers, now, soon, and later for you and your special person. Whoa. Okay, so that would be now, All right. Hold on now. Making sure it's not reversed, because I don't read reversed. So now, soon, and later. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on here. For now, we have the Hermit, and you saw it already, but you know, for the sake of not getting distracted as I laid the other ones down, I didn't want to look at it. So, okay, we have the Hermit here as the now energy. It makes me wonder if you and your person are kind of like quiet from one another. Maybe there's no communication at this time. The Hermit is an energy where it goes inward. It takes a time out. It goes solo for a little bit. It removes its energy from the outside world, free from distraction. It could be that you have removed yourself from them, or they have removed themselves from you, but it's all to maybe find yourself in the process. The Hermit is about soul searching and finding deeper meaning in a situation. If it's not that you guys aren't talking, it's that there's this very contemplative energy at this time between you, where maybe you're contemplating the deeper meaning of this connection and what it means on a grand scale of things. Okay, is what I'm getting from the Hermit. So there's something about a deep contemplation, soul searching, seeking understanding as well through what you're experiencing with your person, looking maybe for I don't know why I just got the vibe of looking for a spiritual solution to the dynamic or to the connection in some way. If you guys are not talking, let's say, right now you're experiencing that quiet, right? Where you're not hearing from them, maybe they're not hearing from you. You maybe have taken a break from each other. And you could potentially, for some of you, be in no communication at all. Okay, you've gone your own way. You forged, maybe with the Hermit, you just taken your own path to find yourself, which is always a plus, right? Because anything that we experience that puts us on a soul searching journey to find ourselves in the process, it's going to bring something healing to our life. It doesn't always feel like that at first. And it could be that's what you both are doing right now. Okay, you could be taking a soul-searching journey to find oneself and heal through the process of that soul-searching journey. Likewise, they could be doing the same, and maybe that's why with the Hermit, oftentimes, you know, there is no communication, because what does a Hermit do? He separates himself from people, places, and things. He goes inward. He hides in his cave. He does not communicate with the outside world. And that is maybe what's happening for some of you now. If that's not the case, where you guys are in no communication, then this is saying that maybe you're taking a deeper look at what the significance of this connection means to you, and asking for divine guidance when it comes to it. And the reason why I say that is because the star is indeed in the lantern, and the star, you know, is kind of like always trying to guide us true. So it's seeking some kind of wisdom, seeking some kind of reassurance or solution or understanding to this connection at this time. So let's take a look at soon. Oh, okay, Page of Cups. That's really cool energy. All right, so this is good, because if some of you are not right now speaking to one another, this is telling me that you'll get a message soon. A message will come through soon that may surprise you, take you by surprise. The little fish that pops out the cup is usually a symbol of something unexpected, or something that kind of, you know, poof, there I am, right? Poof, there I am. And you get that little bit of excitement that comes from a sudden, unexpected, right, surprise like that. So what I'm getting vibes of is that you could end up hearing from them unexpectedly, out of nowhere, out of the blue. A message comes through, one of a positive nature, one that's trying to share feelings or emotions, because it's a cup card. So you definitely could get a message, right? A long-awaited message, it kind of feels like, soon after, you know, you've gone through this energy here where a lot of time has passed, and, you know, you've done your healing, they've done theirs or whatnot, and then you finally get that message. Page of Cups is brand new energy, right? It's like the aces, the pages are like the aces of the court cards to me. And it's something new that's beginning, right? A lot of times pages are students of life. They take the first step. They try to understand the world around them. So what this is telling me is that maybe you, with this energy here, if you guys are in no communication, it could be that soon this is the energy where you're in this state or phase of willing to take that first step to communicate again. They could be doing that, you could be doing that, and there's a desire to extend, right? Extend the cup, extend, for whatever reason, feels like a little bit of an olive branch, right? A peace offering of some sort to extend to one another via communication, one that shares feelings and whatnot. But it's also, pages are also exploratory energy. They want to explore things, right? So it's kind of giving me vibes again that soon, after not hearing from them for a while, you guys want to explore communication with each other all over again. And it kind of feels fresh, right? Because it's new energy like a page. And there's a little bit of getting your feet wet into the unknown. But nonetheless, you're willing, right? And like a student, willing to kind of explore and learn and kind of be open-minded, like young energy is usually very open-minded and willing to expand their thought process, maybe expand their heart, be willing, be open, be ready to receive and learn from each other, right? With communication. Again, I have to go back over here because I did pick up on the vibe that if it's not that you guys aren't talking, and it's basically there's an exploration of what the significance, the spiritual significance of this connection is, and maybe you're in a state, or both of you are in a state of trying to understand what this love is. The Page of Cups soon is kind of like willing to talk about that. It's still communication, and it's going to get to a point where you both want to talk about it. You'll want to share how you feel. Either you're going to want to share how you feel about them, or they're going to want to fess up and share how they feel about you. Because somebody's doing some deep contemplation on what this is, and there's a need to, with the Page of Cups, get to a point of expression and finally express that and talk about it. Again, a surprise gesture could come from the Page of Cups, or a surprise confession of how one feels could come to the surface with the Page of Cups soon. Especially if somebody's deep in thought about the whole thing and has come to the conclusion that they really have feelings for you, they're going to eventually want to say that. Okay. Same applies if you're not talking. Somebody could come back around and say, you know, I miss you. I still have feelings for you. That hasn't gone away. You know, that kind of thing with the Page of Cups. There's like a confession here. And that confession or gesture, whatever it may be, might take somebody by surprise soon. So let's see what's going to happen later with you guys. Oh, nice. The Empress. Oh, I love her. She's great. The Empress is the divine feminine, right? That is the wife of the tarot. So I'm getting this feeling that somebody is going to come through, right, to fess up or confess to the divine feminine, you know, after they've been in hiding for some time. And I'm just reading that across the board, 1, 2, 3, right, as a story. The Empress, though, is beautiful. She's prosperity, she's abundance, she's fertility, she is growth, she is expansion. So with this energy later on, it's definitely giving me vibes that you and this person later on do have the potential to have so much more together, to create so much more together. Also with the Page of Cups and the Empress, Page of Cups definitely could speak of a surprise. Empress can talk about a pregnancy. So just keep that in mind. If, again, you're not looking for that, you might want to take care of it, right? Or prevent it. But nonetheless, the Empress energy is, again, I'm getting the word like the forging of something more, all right? Because it is multiplication, right? 1 + 1 = 2. You add one more, that's 3. And you're expanding, you're growing, you're becoming something else, or you're expanding into something else. with your person. It's telling me that basically there's something that's going to bear fruit from this situation. Okay, so it's also giving me vibes of that if you guys are in no communication right now, that might be necessary in order to come together, right, and create something later. Sometimes the silence that is in the midst of a relationship, again, if you're on a soul searching journey, so are they. They're learning, they're growing, they're healing, and you are too. That interim might be necessary to put you on the path to one another later, so that way it does bear fruit and there's less room for triggers, less room for error, because you've done your work to level up, and so have they. And then when you finally come together over here with the Empress, there is less room, like I said, for error when you are going to create the future with one another. The reason why I say create is because the Empress is that she's the birth of a dream, the birth of a manifestation. She, again, is ready to bring something to life, right? And when she brings it to life, it's of a prosperous nature. Whatever it is that she's bringing or bringing forth from her inner world, right? With the Hermit, that's the inner world, to the outer, is meant to bear fruit. It's meant to be prosperous and abundant. So it's telling me that if there is silence between you right now, that's not in vain. That may be purposeful to level you guys up on your own individual journey. So that way, when you come to your own conclusions, you can eventually reach out over here soon and then form this togetherness over here with the three, with the Empress. It kind of feels like somebody's going to be reaching out to the Divine Feminine, or the Divine Feminine may be reaching out, if you want to flip the script here. But when I look at the Empress, this is possibility. She's full of it. She's full of possibility. She's full of growth and potential, and bringing her dreams into reality, right? And she's Earth energy too, Mother Earth. So when I look at her, I also feel like a grounded energy at the same time. So later on, this is telling me that you guys have the potential to become something more than what you may be experiencing at this moment. She does take time to gestate, right, her dreams into reality. So it could be that with the Empress, it has been some time in the making, but when the dream becomes a reality, the wait would have been worth it. Okay. So any wait that you're experiencing right now with your person, or silence or whatnot, it's saying over here with the Empress that indeed, when all is said and done, and you finally reach that point where you communicate again, and you work towards creating something together in the future, that path that you made to get to that point, hindsight, would have been worth it. Likewise, if you guys are just in the state of meditating on what this is, right? The spiritual aspects of the connection, the feelings eventually being explored and spoken about, somebody is going to want to make somebody else their significant other. Okay, if this was a emperor, I'd be saying the same thing, because to me, the emperor and the empress are both the divine feminine masculine aspects of the tarot. They represent the husband, the wife, that partner, right? So she's wifey material, obviously. So I'm looking at her like somebody's going to want to wife somebody up or take that to the next level of commitment later on with the Empress. She's giving me vibes of making it official. Make the connection official with the Empress. So that way you guys can create something together as a couple moving forward. All right, so let's take a look over here to see what this card says. That's what you chose. All right, it says, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose. There you go. To the events in your life. Like I said, nothing is in vain, right? Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. I think the Empress is about to birth the blessing down the road, okay? That's what she does. And the Hermit is trying to understand, right? That's what he does. He goes inward to understand, seek wisdom, knowledge about himself, his journey. That's why it says you may not always understand why certain things happen. And it could be right now that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to understand. So that does connect very well. So pile number 3, this is your reading. If you feel that this has helped you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to support this channel. Click the little bell for notifications so you don't miss out on future content. I upload pretty often. And if you ever want to take it a step further to support what I do, consider checking me out on Etsy. I have personal readings in my Etsy shop, and I also have handmade crystal jewelry that I make with my 2 hands on my free time. All you have to do is check out the link in the description box down below and pay me a visit. So much love to you, pile number 3. Take care of yourselves and keep shining. Pile number 4 viewers, you chose this piece of selenite. I'm going to put that there. This is your card. There is a message on the back of this. I will incorporate it into the reading towards the end. So pile number 4, we're looking at you and your special person, your connection. We want to take a look at it now, soon, and later. So pile number 4, you and your special person, now, soon, and later. Let's take a look at your connection now, soon, and later. Whoa. Okay. That kind of fell out in my direction, so that will be now. Okay, we want to find out soon and later then, right? Your connection, pile number 4 viewers. Your connection. We need 2 more cards for soon and later. Whoa. All right, there's soon and then there's later. All right, let's take a look at now. What's going on now? Ooh, 5 of Swords. Oh, no. Okay, well, you guys could be feeling kind of at odds with one another with the 5 of Swords. Maybe feeling like, I don't know if some of you got to a point of calling it quits. Maybe there's conflict. Maybe there's some stress in the connection. Maybe you feel defeated in that relationship. Of, maybe there's something going on that's creating a stress on the environment or on you in this relationship with the 5 of Swords. There could have been, with the 5 of Swords, there could have been some things that were said that were very hurtful and maybe even painful, and that's what you're experiencing right now. The 5 of Swords definitely is a situation where oftentimes somebody walks away hurt. And it kind of can feel like oftentimes a no-win situation. Like no matter which way you try, something just is not working out with the 5 of Swords. So you could be at your wit's end in the connection because you don't really see a way, it kind of feels like. So again, arguments, disagreements, harsh words spoken that you can't take back. 5 of Swords energy can definitely be that. It could be that somebody walked away. Oftentimes with the 5 of Swords, it's a walking away where it's like somebody walks away hurt. Oftentimes because somebody in the connection didn't put their best foot forward or consider your feelings in some way. Sometimes it's an energy of throwing somebody under the bus or just being completely inconsiderate and not looking out for your best interest or looking out for your feelings or putting your feelings into consideration. So it's a very painful energy to experience with the 5 of Swords in a situation or in a relationship, and that looks to be what's happening right now. Okay, so let's take a look at soon. All right, what's going on soon? Okay, so there's confusion with the moon, doubts, insecurities, fears, worries. The moon energy is uncertainty in a sense where it's like you're just, oftentimes with the moon you could feel like you're walking without a sense of direction. And oftentimes the moon can feel like you don't know, right? You just don't know where you're headed or where things are going. Somebody could be Piscean energy also with the moon. You could have that in your chart. They could, perhaps. So right now it feels very difficult with the 5 of Swords. Very challenging at this time between you and your person. There could have been a breakup. And the soon energy is just, it kind of feels like it's perpetuating the unknown, the uncertainty of it all. I always use the analogy, it's like you could be walking by the light of the moon, you don't really see things clearly, and it could be that soon, you get into a fog over where is this going, where, what is going to be the outcome of this situation. It could just lead to a lot of confusion and doubts, fears, worries about what lies ahead. This is a card of also needing to kind of just go inward and listen to intuition. Sometimes the Five of Swords can speak of red flags. So I don't know if you've experienced red flags in the situation, and the soon energy is basically you needing, to connect to intuition to discern that, to discern something maybe wasn't right. I feel like there's still a fog over the situation. If you had an argument over here with the Five of Swords, or you've gotten to a point where you're like, you don't know what the future holds for the relationship, and you just kind of maybe called it quits from one another or said some harsh things, okay? The moon energy soon, it feels like the fog hasn't cleared in the connection. So the fog that's over the connection right now might linger for a little bit with this energy. These two cards definitely do not speak of things being fully clear or made apparent. So you could also be dealing emotionally with the moon energy. You could just be, processing your emotions soon with this after a difficulty with the Five of Swords, processing your emotions. Trying to discern, again, intuitively discern and understand. You can fall into some sadness with the moon energy for sure. Sometimes I look at the moon card and I think of tears. Because of all the confusion that oftentimes the moon energy brings over a situation. And when you just don't know and you're lingering right in that weird space, it can create a fog over your energy. And that's what this feels like soon. So let's take a look at where it's going later to try to better understand what's happening here. Okay, so Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is single independent energy. Self-made energy. A person who stands on their own 2 feet and has learned to level themselves up by their own hard work, sweat, and tears, in other words. So I look at this like super independent and leveled up in a sense. So if you did have a breakup with someone, you might be experiencing the uncertainty or the unknown of what's to come. And you may be processing a lot of your emotions soon. But when all is said and done and you've done that shadow work here with the moon, you end up becoming the Nine of Pentacles, which is an energy where, you're getting your ish together. You're literally getting your ish together with the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is an energy where you're looking good, you're feeling good, you got your life in order, or you're getting it in order. And this is all about taking care of you because it's physical energy of the earth pentacles, right? It speaks of material things and the things in the physical world. So when I look at the Nine of Pentacles, that energy normally, when you see the lady in that card, she's always well put together. She has what she needs. She don't need anybody. She's learned to be self-sufficient, independent, do things on her own. She's very confident in herself. So that's the energy later on. The Five of Swords, for whatever reason, it's saying that, you cut somebody off or they cut you out or something like that. And it might have led soon here with the moon to a lot of, I would say, yes, uncertainties and doubts, and maybe bringing some fears up to the surface, right? But look where it's taking you. You confronting the shadow aspects, because the moon does put things in shadow in a sense. When you're, like I said, when you're walking the light of the moon, you don't always see things clearly for what they are. You don't understand always the purpose of what's in front of you or where things are taking you. That leads to the uncertainty and doubt and a little bit of confusion. The moon does leave shadows, right? Because it's in the dark. It casts shadows on things. So like I said, the moon is you working through that shadow soon, after maybe a bad breakup or something going wrong in a connection. But it's leading to this Nine of Pentacles, where you become your best self. You become leveled up in your own being. Like you get to a point where you're confident and you're self-assured You got this. You have a lot going for you with the Nine of Pentacles. Like you got, you got your ish together. Maybe this situation is just putting you on the track to work on yourself so you can be the best version of you that you can be. And in that situation, you win. You win when all is said and done. You could also later on change something about your appearance with the Nine of Pentacles, get a new hairdo, maybe in the midst of that breakup and, working on yourself and understanding your shadow and facing your shadow and working through that shadow, okay? Maybe you worked on your physical appearance as well. Maybe you got healthy. Maybe you started exercising. Maybe you got your revenge body back. With the Nine of Pentacles, it does give off that vibe of revenge body. And this situation could definitely motivate you to switch something up about yourself, but at the end of the day, something that's going to benefit you in the long run. Nine of Pentacles is looking good and feeling good, being confident in yourself, getting to a point where you trust yourself more without needing the feedback of someone else. So to me, the Nine of Pentacles is you just being your best self, learning how to become your best self after pain or hurt or disappointment in a connection with somebody. You face your shadow soon. You work through that, but look what you become in the end. You have it all. Like I said, you win. So yeah, definitely Nine of Pentacles later on, you're going to be different. Something about you might be different. Physical appearance might be different. Something in your physical environment might be different. But it's also upgraded. This difference, right, is an upgrade for you in a good way. That's positive to me. Yeah, this feels really good over here with the Nine of Pentacles later on, because that's telling me that you've risen above all of this over here, and now you're standing solid on your own 2 feet, confident, secure, because it's Pentacles. Earth energy is grounded, safe, and secure. Secure in yourself. Maybe the situation over here taught you how to, right, taught you your worth, taught you how to be confident in yourself, taught you to be better. That's what this is telling me. So let's see what this card says over here. All right, it says friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. So I wonder, is this a friend? You could have had a conflict with a friend, not necessarily a romantic partner or lover. I mean, that's possible. Okay, this is also telling me that any relationship that you have, right, the friendship, the connection that way has to be nurtured first in order to give it solid ground moving forward. And it could be that that's what needed worked on. Maybe the bonds of friendship weren't nurtured enough. That could be it. Okay. But nonetheless, this is saying maybe for the future, okay, that if you nurture the bonds in future relationships, you nurture the friendship bonds in future relationships, right? If that becomes a priority first, then love life and relationship and romantic partners and all that, all that situation will definitely improve as a result of that. So it kind of feels like more like advice Okay, moving forward. So pile number 4. This is your reading. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to support this channel. Every interaction does help this channel grow. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, all you have to do is check me out on Etsy. I have personal readings there in my shop, as well as handmade crystal jewelry I make with my 2 hands. Just pay me a visit. The link to my shop is in the description box down below. So hope to see you around. Much love to you wherever you are. Take care, number 4 viewers, and keep shining.